way. And I expressed to her, things that could possibly be beneficial. Her decision was her decision.
Sure, I understand.
Her motivation was her. So that's where we are. And we've got a federal crime in place here.
On the emails. Yeah, and I understand.
Well, that's a big deal. And it's more than just the emails. It's my financial data. It's my family's data. Mm-hmm. It's if that happened to any one of us in this room, it is unbelievable that your political opponents will literally go to the lengths to hack into your computer in real time. Now, that is not a fair level playing field because they can go out here and try to say, oh, you did this thing with strategy or you were, paint this picture.
Okay.
When in reality, they had all my financial info. They had every bit of advertising copy
I understand
that we were devising. That's huge. And if it happened to any business, you'd be in civil court.
I would be upset. I would be upset too.
Well, Sarah Palin right now is going into court testifying after her computers were hacked in 2008. So this is going to have legs to it, and there's co-conspirators in this.
Oh, that's why all this is dirty, and nobody likes it because.
No, I agree.
Okay,
I agree.
But I want to ask you a question about that concept, which is, in reality, we can look back at the Clinton era, and we can say that a lot of things that happened in his life were personal that became public. The ability for them to become public was not real fair to President Clinton, but the fact is they did become public, and now he had to start answering questions.
Yeah, but you have to say if the veracity is truly there.
Well, see, and I understand
that's the thing, and I can't try it here, sir. I mean, it is.
But we're not.
You could go into. All I can say is you could go into anybody's computer. You can take things out of context. You can paint a picture that doesn't exist, make it bigger, more nefarious than there's to it, the context to it, and you don't show the full thread. And you also don't know these things have been altered. It's very negligent of folks to pass on stolen items when you don't know if they're authentic. You don't know.
Okay.
These things can be manipulated. And they have been, and I've got, and I can't go into all this, all the data,
and we won't. But let's move on again, and let's look at this from maybe a voter's point of view, which would be, Kim Mettler's name comes up. Was it 5-6 years ago about the replacing of the signs, moving of the signs? In which, by the way, I think you admitted to doing that, right?
No, absolutely not. That was thrown out of court. I was vindicated.
Okay.
Totally. See.
Okay. So perfect. It's gone. You didn't do it. Okay.
That was a dirty trick during a campaign.
Terrible. Yes.
Yes, it was.
Then there was an argument or a fight that happened, which I know you're vindicated from again as well.
Yes.
Then there was this whole deal about the misappropriation of funds while you're working as president of the RATC.
And that was also in the paper, totally unanimously by an investigative committee,
which would leave somebody to conclude either somebody has it out for you like to no end.
They do.
Or something is very fishy about Ken Mettler because in my industry, and I'll explain how our industry works, you can do research on Brian Wiley. Go to finra.org and you can learn about my professional background and whether or not there's been so-called disclosure events against me. It include bankruptcies, allegations against any kind of financial crimes, and so on. And I would say this about somebody that, let's say in the last 10 years, even allegations at some point become fishy when there are multiple allegations against that person. You start to go, wait a second, what's going on? Especially if each one came from a different person.
Well, let me tell you, I've been a strong conservative. I've been out there in front of issues. So I have been a target. The local establishment also is not in favor of my candidacy. So yes, do I have political opponents? Yes, I do. Do they want to see me not be successful in my political endeavors? Yes, they are after my agenda. Look, when I stood up for traditional marriage in this county, no one else would stand up and do it. Was I attacked? Yes, I was. Did I defend myself? Yes, I did. And did I do the right thing? Yes, I did. And did the majority of the voters agree with me? Yes, they did. We had the highest rate here. We had 76% support traditional marriage, the highest out of 58 counties. I didn't see any other elected officials stand up, put themselves out there like I did, and then have my family harassed, attacked. I had threatening phone calls from all over the world. I'm a leader. I stood up. I did the right thing. And yes, do I get attacked? Do my political opponents try to dissuade me, come after me? Yes, they will. But I'll tell you right now, I would do it all again. I'm going to do the right thing. And yes, do they attack me? You know, it's really funny. When do they attack me? It's always in an election cycle. Every single time.
Well, you know, even as a host of this program and in having a business called Moneywise, where we're financial advisors by day, we hold ourselves out there in a way that we become targets of others as well. I know there's financial advisors in town that would love to take us down, but on the other hand, keeping that in mind, we have to keep clean as a whistle, and because of that, we don't allow ourselves to get caught into these positions by looking or even having questionable events, such as maybe signing names to checks that were blank with the RAKC and starting, and then it was that. Do you see where I'm getting with that?
I can see that you're you don't have the facts, because here's the facts. The CRA did an investigation on the issue you just mentioned right there. I was already exonerated. It's already been in the paper.
Okay.
Was
so
that my
done.
political appointment? It's done. It's a done deal. That was unanimous. I also received the endorsement of the CRA. I was also the statewide president of CRA. Are those allegations from my political opponents? Yes, they are. You can make up.
I don't doubt that they are.
Not you, but I'm just saying I have political opponents.
Yeah.
And now the people are going to need to judge. Is Ken Mettler a leader who will go out there and fight for the good things, the conservative values of this area? Yes or no? And then they're going to have to understand that political opponents are going to pick you apart and try to bring you down.
Right.
Every election cycle, folks, I've had the most votes. Every election cycle. When I ran for Rosedale School Board, I stood up for items like Christmas and Easter, all of those things. The unions weren't happy with me. They attacked me every step of the way, and guess what? I still got the most votes, and I won.
Believe
me,
that
was many years ago, by the way, too.
And I appreciate the political platform that you take or represent, which is the conservative Christian platform. I belong to that one as well. But on the other hand, I'm concerned about the ideas that we can mar or have somebody so marred run for that, because I got to tell you, it's a sensitive position to be in right now to be a conservative Christian. And so if we have questionable things going on, which, you know, names start getting brought in, such as Chad Vegas, who leads a church, and I think it was Chad Vegas that had mentioned that in one of it was either was it a television interview or an article where he had mentioned that, yes, this was a strategy, and it's not illegal to put Shannon Holloway up in this way, and that, yeah, it does have a strategy to do that. But to me, I look at it as going, wait a second. So in essence, a strategy of deceit.
No, it's not. That is not what occurred. And all I can say is every election cycle that I have been subjected to these types of things and twisting. I think the issue here is a felony, a federal felony is committed against my family.
Oh, no, going back to the emails.
Well, it's more than the emails.
Yeah.
They have my financials, everything.
Yes. Scary.
That is wrong.
Yeah.
And that is a big deal. Okay, guys? You can paint a picture and falsely accuse anybody, and I probably cannot vindicate myself till well after the election.
Okay.
Okay? And that will happen. That will happen.
But if it
takes a long time. We've got about 6 weeks. It's so interesting how these things tend to come up right about 4 to 5 weeks before an election, and that's exactly what's happened to me in most cycles. Now, you say it's a sensitive deal. Do we want politicians that play it safe? That is what's gotten this state into a mess. We got a $26 billion deficit. We are out here with people in Sacramento that are totally in Disneyland, have no clue what's going on with working families. No one's up there fighting for them. I'm willing to do that. And in the same time, does that make me subject to frivolous and benign attacks over issues that have really no huge import? You know, they come after me for pretty minor stuff. They criticize me, for example, and some of this stuff for standing up for traditional marriage. Yeah, you know why? Because you are subject to attacks when you do the right thing. And guess what happens? That's a chilling effect upon people getting involved. And because they see me get attacked, most people probably say, gosh, do I want to run for office? Because, you know, the media turns on you and does these types of things when actually, if you look at the cycle, why weren't these things sometimes issues 6 months ago? Why weren't they issues at different times? It's funny, it always hits right before an election. So,
hey, Ken, I'm curious.
Let's go forward.
Do you think you're getting attacked more from the left or from the right?
I'm getting attacked by the moderates.